Joseph Joy Adama and Vandera Davis Oriolua Favor. Through meticulous investigative work, our officers were able to trace and apprehend these suspects in Mowei Bafo, Ogun State. In the tragic incident, the dude tied the deceased under the guise of having a sex wrong and demanded money from him. But when he was not forthcoming, they resorted to drugging and suffocating him, leading to his untimely demise.
Umona Ndewono, welcome to Aproko Box Office. I shock mentalize of Brother Jesus. See how the two students of Kwara State take kill hotel owner and a club owner because of small money. Parents, train up your pickings to them so that when they old, they no go depart from them. And if you fail to train up your children, no forget to burn them when they are old. And you, hotel owner and club owner, what you go tell about God when you come there? What you go tell about God as you die? So say na him carry you 3 sons. I beg make una check this video. And in case if you know they follow Mr. Eba, on top of Aproko Box Office, make una follow us. Follow, like, and comment. And if these 2 girls are your sisters, what you go tell them? And if na your brother, na him they do 3 here, 3 like this. What him you go tell them? If na your brother or your husband, what you go tell them? I beg Shukuma to talk for them. Make we teach our children how to be a better children in the future. Make them know they make this kind of stupid mistake like this. If you listen to these children, they don't really mean them, but they don't know what that they do. I beg Shukuma to talk for this matter. Follow us and like for Aproko Box Office. Oh yeah.
They have been processed and will be charged to court any moment from now. These, I think, they are students of this school. Are you students of that same school? Which school? Talk. Which school? Kwara State Polytechnic. You are Adama. You are Adama. You are Ololuwa Favor.
What level?
ND2. You hail from where? Which town? You are from Benue State. You, Kwara State. Why did you kill that young man, Ojo Adeniyi?
We only had the intention of stealing cash or valuables from him because we only had intentions to steal cash or valuables from him because he was already asking me out from when I worked in his club house last year because I didn't want to have sexual relations with him. So when I was staying at my friend's hostel for like 2 weeks because we're having exams. So during that time, he still used to text me from time to time even after I stopped working for him. So after I talked to my friend about it and that I don't want to have sexual relations with him, but he has money and I needed some money at that time. So that was how we came up with the idea of telling him that we want to do BDSM. So if he agrees to do BDSM and we like BDSM is like when we tie someone's hand to have sex. So when he agrees to it and we tie his hand, we told him that we wanted to have car sex because we believe that men need to keep cash inside their car and that we do place in the car. So the plan was that when we tie him and he thinks we want to have sex with him, we'll be able to take the cash and but instead it took us to an hotel room and we got to the point of suffocating him. It was because he started shouting after we tied him and we tied his leg and my friend tried to like open his phone since he didn't have any cash or anything with him. So when my friend now tried to put the phone in front of his face, that was when he now flared up and he started saying you should not video you. So my friend was not like we're not going to video him, that he should just open his phone. So he now flared up and he started shouting and that was when she now took the pillow and used it to cover his face to try to keep quiet.
So at the end of the day, he got suffocated and he died. Do you know the meaning of that? You have killed a human being. And you know in the law, it's an offense to kill a human being. It is called murder. And that's why you are here and be charged with murder. Because a young soul is lost. You are 22. All of you? 23, and your friends. Gentlemen, I think you heard from them. Adeniyi Ojo died in the hands of these young ladies, 22, 23-year-old respectively, and they are students. So I want to appeal to us, when we have our students, our children in schools, let us keep watch on them. Let us monitor what they do. Don't say because they're adults, you don't monitor them. It's our responsibility as parents or as guardians to please keep watch on them, guide them, talk to them, educate them on how to live a normal life. I think young ones like them, students, have one or two things to learn from this particular case. Whatever game you want to play, no matter how genuine your intention, if a life is lost in your hand, you are going to be arrested for murder and be charged to court with murder. It's a clear case. Are you a member of any court group? You just wanted to cruise and have that fun, and incidentally, it turned to be a case. Sorry.
I was arrested in Lagos State first of all for stealing from a man.
Yes, right.
For attempting to steal from a man, but we later found out that the man was dead.
Can you just tell how it happens?
Okay. I worked for him in his clubhouse last year for about 3 months until the clubhouse got shut down by the government. So on the first day that I submitted my CV to his hotel for the job, he copied my number off my CV and he called me and he told me that he wanted to have he wanted a relationship with me. But because I was working for him then, I used to turn him down. And during the course of the 4 months I worked in the club, every time he came into the club too, he always made advances at me. But I did not turn him down like rudely because he was my boss. And then when the club got shut down, I stopped working. Then later I worked like down at the bar for like a month and a week until I now stopped working by myself. I resigned by myself. So even after I stopped working, he still used to contact me and text me and everything. But anytime I tried to ask him for anything, there was even a time I asked him to help me when I had rent issues. He just ghosted me, and then later, after a while that he knew that everything was already calm and I didn't need the help anymore, he came back and started texting me again. So it happened that like 2 weeks, I stayed in my friend's hostel for like 2 weeks because we were having exams. So during that time, he still used to text me. So like he even called me one day like that and he said he wanted to see me. So I talked about the man with my friend and I told her that I don't want to have like any sexual relations with him at all. But at that time, I was also in need of some money for some personal stuff that I wanted to sort. So that was the idea of like stealing cash from him, like maybe from his car, because mostly people used to like have cash inside their car in the middle place of their car. So the idea was that like if he agrees to do BDSM with us, BDSM is like the kind of sex where you tie the person's hands and legs. So while his hands and legs are tied, we can like take cash or whatever valuable we can find and live with it. But it turned out that day, even when we went to see him that day, when he asked us to come, we even talked to him about needing jobs. But he told us that he did not have any jobs available at the time. But with time that he will be able to find something for us. And he also liked my friend that day. He was telling my friend that he likes her and he wants to sleep with her and everything. Basically that day he was like proposing that he wanted to like have sex with the both of us. So we now proposed the car sex to him and he agreed, and the BDSM too, he agreed. He was even telling us already from the garden about how he was going to deal with us and everything when we get inside. Although we were not bothered because we knew we were not planning to have sex with him and we just wanted to like take his cash and leave. So he now told us that he started raining. So instead of us going to the car, he now told us to go across to a building that was across the garden where we went to meeting. So when we went inside, we were waiting at the reception, and then he just came and he started going inside and we were following him. Then it turned out that it was a room, like we didn't know that the guest house that was there, maybe he works there or he owns it. So when we went inside the room with him, my friend went inside, she excused herself and went inside the toilet, and I joined her inside the toilet. So while we were inside the toilet, I explained to my friend that
his car sex that we wanted to do, this one that he has brought us into the room. What are we now going to do now about it? So she was like, I should be calm. We went back inside with the man, and because he already had eyes and attention for my friend before, he started touching her. Immediately we came out, and he carried her and placed her on the table. He removed his shirt, like he got naked, and he got on the bed. Then I got on the bed with him. He allowed my friend tie his hand and tie his leg. He was even the one that raised up his leg for her to tie him. So after she tied his hand and his leg, based on the fact that we were in a room and not in a car, because normally we thought that if you want to have car sex with somebody, it cannot be in a public place that people can easily see or hear. But because it was in a room, so we were already thinking about what we were going to do, like in case like maybe he starts shouting or something. So apart from the two ropes that we used to tie his hand and his leg, there was one other tiny clothes, like all these clothes rope that they used to tie on gown that was tiny. So after my friend tied his leg and his hand, and she placed the rope in his neck, so I had this small cloth I used to tie on my head, like small handkerchief I used to tie on my head, like a scarf. So like after, because my friend already tied his leg and his hand, so my own turn was to like try to put the handkerchief in his mouth, so that that small rope I can use it to like close it, so that in case if he wants to shout, he won't be able to shout. But because I panicked and I freaked out, when I put the clothes in his mouth, he removed it and he told me that he did not want it. Then me too, I now took the clothes and I put it in my mouth and I told him that it's because we don't want him to moan too loud, that's why. But he refused. My friend went to the bag. We already had this thing before. We already had retinol in our bag that we were supposed to like give to him so that he will sleep like after, so in case, so that we'll be able to leave. So my friend poured it in her hand, and when she tried to pour it into his mouth, he turned his face away and it didn't enter his mouth. He said he didn't need it to lighten up his mood. So I think at that time she was now getting impatient because it was raining before. And as the rain stopped, everywhere became quiet, and like we were running out of time. So that was when she took the phone. He tried to bend the knife, but the knife didn't cut his hand because the knife was blunt. We held the knife just to make him scared. Like the knife was not even sharp at all. It's like all these big knife they used to cut cake. So
are you happy with what has happened?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that the first time?
Yes, sir. That was the first time ever that we've even tried to steal from anybody.
Okay, can you give it to your friend? It's true.
Yeah.
You did it.
We did it together.
Okay, now you did it together. You regret any of this action?
Yeah, sure, we regret.
What will you tell other ladies that are looking for quick money?
Use the mic now. I would say they should be patient. God would always intervene and break through, of course, and not to just go for any man because of money.
Thank you so much.